friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a kiln opening. I decided to do it inside the studio because it's really hot outside. I quickly unloaded and then put a bisque load in. So I just brought everything in where it's a little bit cooler, and I'm excited to show you guys what I did. The first one that I did, that came out really pretty. Let's see, I did on the bottom half, I did Opulence Orange ×3 on the very bottom, and then I did Aurora Breeze, and that's kind of a new one. That's the Amaco Flux. It's in that Honey Flux line. It's the light pink with the specks in it, and I did that one coat halfway. Then I did Spectrum's Bougainvillea, 3 coats over the top of that. And then I did little dots of running hot chowder. And I do the dots with these little sponges. So I pour a little bit in the lid and I just dab, and I did the big dots up at the top, and then I kind of made a triangle with the little dots on the bottom. And that came out really nice. Hope you can see that handle. Very pretty. And I just did my my liner glaze on the inside. Pretty. The running hot chowder is what gives it that like blue purpley look on top of the bougainvillea. Very pretty. Okay, next I did this cute little butterfly mug, and this is Spectrum's Sunrise, about the top third, and then Spectrum's Bougainvillea, however you decide to say it. Unfortunately, my little butterfly on the inside ran, and I forget what I put on it. I know I did blue hydrangea, and I waxed over it, so I'm surprised that it ran. This one ran too, but that's okay. The inside is Amaco Sunbeam, and that's another one of those flux glazes. Really pretty. Very pretty colors. Okay. This one, oh, this one's really fun. This sorry, I've got to check my notes. Okay, so this is Coyote's Orchid Satin Matte at the bottom. And then I did Coyote's Amethyst right here. And then I did Galaxy over the top. And my Galaxy is like a lot of crystals. So, yeah. And I got the Amethyst Galaxy from Shoebox Studios, Jane. So thank you, Jane. And that came out really pretty. I love all those colors. Very pretty. Okay. Next, this again is Spectrum. I just love these Spectrum glazes. They're so beautiful. So this is Spectrum Cactus, 2 coats, and then Morning Glory, 2 coats at the bottom. And for the little decals, I used manganese wash and just wiped it back. I didn't put a clear over it. Very pretty. And just my liner. It's got a pretty bottom too. Pretty. Okie dokie. This was a refire. I just added a little bit more clear. The bottom was a little thin, I didn't like the texture, so I just added a little bit more clear to that. All right. Okay, this one. Okay, so this one I did honey flux, 1 coat on the bottom. And then I did 2 of river birch, 2/3 of the way down. And then I did Spectrum's curry on the inside and the rim, 2 coats. And then I did a stripe just below the curry of papaya, and that like just barely overlapped the river birch. So the river birch only went, you know, to here, and then the curry, and then the papaya, and then it barely overlapped. Look at that. I love the handles. Drippy handles are so pretty. Had a little bit of drippage, so I'm gonna have to grind that. Okay, I did some fun stroke and coat mugs where I add just different colors of blue. I think I used jade, cottontail, a couple of the different blues on these mugs, and then I covered it with 2 coats of Cirrus Flow by Amaco. There's no rhyme or reason. I just squirt it on. This one was kind of a little bit wiggly, you know, like kind of just smush it on. And then these 2 were more straight. I did a like dots, and then I just pulled it straight down with my finger. I don't even use a brush. Really, really cool. I love doing that. Seems like it always comes out really nice. Okay. Next, I just have a tiny little bud vase. And this is Pottery Supply House red onion on the bottom. And then I did, what did I do? Let me see. What did I do? Oh, I did honey flux. Honey flux right up. I didn't overlap it at all. Just like met it up with the red onion. And then I did Mayco Jungle Gems. Oh, come on. What's the name of it? Poppy Fields. You guys were probably yelling at me. Poppy Fields. It's Poppy Fields. So that's cute. Little tiny bud vase. All right. Okay, this one. Be still. Okay, so this one, starting from the top, I did Spectrum again, Floating Turquoise, 2 coats. Then Morning Glory in the middle. And then Shallot, 2 coats on the bottom. And that's what gave that kind of gradient. And I love how the blue kind of dripped in that texture. That came out really, really, really nice. Some cute bottom too. Okay. This was a refire. I added a bit more pearl white to the top. I had just a couple thin spots that I missed, and I just added some pearl white to it. And this was just a an underglaze. It is Saks Seafoam right here. Seafoam underglaze with a clear over the top, and then pearl white. Really pretty. I like that. Okay, this is just like a little vase. And this was Chun Plum 2 coats, and then Arctic Blue 2 coats. I probably would have done one more coat of Chun Plum, because the Arctic Blue kind of ate up the Chun Plum. You can see a little bit of it. Not great. Right. Okay, these came out so nice. So these are the combination that Kim and Todd Unseth from Unseth Pottery shared. They're promise mugs. And boy, spectacular. I had done a rainbow mug before, but I used sangria and I used autumn purple. And I'm loving these softer colors. Really, look at that. Look at that handle. Oh, that handle is so yummy. I hope you can see it just ran down the handle. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. I probably would have done another coat of the curry on the bottom. Oh, sorry. You should check out their channel. But this is curry, papaya, sunrise, bougainvillea, shallot, floating turquoise, cactus. Whew. And I did quite a few like that because it is, you know, kind of intensive when you have all those glazes out. So this is just like a little sipper without a handle. Look at those colors. So pretty. So thank you, Kim, for sharing that. Really pretty. And I just used my liner. My liner is Coyote's white gloss. It's a really nice, easy liner. See how the curry is just a bit dark? I think if I would have added one more coat, I may have forgotten to do a second coat, honestly, on that. Because that's what it looks like with one coat. I think I probably forgot. When you add more, you get that lighter color, that floating color. Look how pretty though. Very, very pretty. And last one like this. Oh, look at that handle. Holy smokes. So pretty. Wow. Those are special. Very, very pretty. Okay. This. Okay. This. Let me look this one up. I know it's. Okay. So this one, the bottom 2/3, I guess, or half. No, I did 2/3 because they overlapped, 2/3 and 2/3. The bottom 2/3 is Mayco's Coral Ice. And I did 2 coats of that. Right here. Not the coral gloss, it's the coral ice. Because I really wanted to see that texture on the bottom. And then the top is Mayco Frosted Lemon. Really pretty. And I did the bottom too and just wiped it back. The ice glazes, they don't move at all. Really pretty. I like that one. I like that one. Okay, so moving on to my more rustic stuff. All right, how do I do this? Okay, so let me just start. These are on, I did 2 of these. These are on Tony Beaver by Kentucky Mudworks. And I used Speedball Chocolate underglaze, wiped it back, and then I did a rim right up here of Sunbeam by Amaco. That's one of the flux glazes. Then I dipped it in Clayscapes Buttercup Celadon. If you don't have that, you could use Marigold by Amaco. That I think would be similar. And then I covered the Sunbeam and some of the Celadon. I dipped it in my Clayscapes cream, which acts as a flux. So that is on Tony Beaver. Then I did a batch on Rue, which is lighter, but also speckled. Let's really see how it drips. And this was the same the same way, but you can see the difference in the clay bodies. You can see the bottom. Okay, and then I did the same on these plates. These little bee plates. I've got 4 of those little guys. So again, the chocolate underglaze wiped back, and then dipped it in the Clayscapes Buttercup. And then on this one, I just did with my paintbrush around the rim the Clayscapes cream, just to add a little extra, a little something extra along the edge there. So those are cute. I've got 4 of those little bee plates. It's kind of interesting, and I'll insert a clip right here of the different clay bodies and how the different celadons look on the different clay bodies. It's quite amazing to me. Okay, next I did these hand-built mugs. Now this is, I believe this is speckled turtle, and I had some bloating. So it got a bit too hot for the speckled turtle, unfortunately. You can see the little specks, or the little bubbles here. That's where the clay started to bloat and bubble. But anyway, I used iron wash, Mayco's iron wash, wiped back. And then the top here is Amaco River Birch. It's a shame it started to bloat though. So I may give those another try in a cooler kiln. Okay, more texture, more texture. Okay, this is Amaco Oolong Matte Shino. Look how fun, right? That's really fun. I really like that. It's cool. And that is on Rue from Kentucky Mudworks. So I like those Shinos. So now this was a matte glaze, but since the kiln probably got up to a 7, it got some gloss to it. So the Shinos, if you fire them hotter, they get glossier. If this was a cone 5, it probably would be matte finish. Those are kind of fun. I like the handles. I did kind of a different shape. I like that. They're comfortable. All right. Okay, more of the Shino glazes. This is on, I've got kiln wash on the bottom. This is on Tony Beaver. The inside is Amaco Sage, 3 coats. And then the outside is Coyote Light Shino. Kind of cool. A little more rustic. Okay. And then I did a whole bunch. I've seen people And I don't remember where I've seen it, but I've seen people make these little thumb, like they're like really smooth, where you rub. So I made a whole bunch of these little guys. I'll put them, you know, in a basket. I've got a market coming up in North Carolina, and I'll just put them in a basket all together. So I did a bunch in different colors. This is the Boogie Pink by Spectrum, Bougainvillea. I did, this was the Floating Turquoise. And again, they're just, it's like satisfying. I don't know. My daughter loves that kind of stuff. What was this one? This was Indigo Float, I think. And this is on Rue. And this is the Red Onion by Pottery Supply House. I did some green ones, cactus. Oh, I did pearl white, which actually came out kind of purpley. I think that's pearl white. That might be lavender mist. Did I have more of those? I guess that was it for those. Okay. And then a chip and dip, which came out very different than I thought it would, but I'm really quite pleased with it. And this, let's see, get my notes. This is Emerald Falls 2 coats, then Textured Turquoise 2 coats. Then I did Running Hot Chowder. Let's see if you can see. You kind of see the little dots where I put the Running Hot Chowder along the rim here. And then I did Satin Matte Black on the outside of the bowl here and the dish. And then I did Obsidian along just the rim. Like it barely covered the Satin Matte Black and the rim, but it pulled the Running Hot Chowder and the Emerald Falls. It pulled the blue, the cobalt, out of the obsidian. So it made that like dark, deep blue. And in some lights, and I'll try to film it in that, when I can see it in that light, there's spots that get like iridescent, like mother of pearl in here. I don't know if it's where the Running Hot Chowder pooled, but it got opalescent, which is really, really cool. So anyway, this is hand built. And then I just threw a small bowl and then I glaze glue it together. So I just put glaze on the bottom and then fire it together. So that's really neat. I like that. It came out different than I thought, but I really like it. That edge is really, really neat. Okay. And I did the same Emerald Falls with Textured Turquoise on these 2 little Monstera dishes. So I think that's it. That's that. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I'd love to know your favorite. I was really, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. No, I've got a couple here. Sorry. Okay, so I've got these fun mugs, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, they're like manly. My husband asked for a few like really where you can fit 4 fingers in here. And yeah. So anyway, this is a dip in Copper Float. And then I did 4 good coats of Amaco Deep Sea. And then I did 3 coats just below the Copper Float, right on the top, of Seaweed. And I hope, that's a good one. I hope you can see that seaweed. Now the copper didn't get super coppery because this was a slow fire. but that's okay. It still looks really, really neat. I'm really happy with that. And I did 3 of those. Wanted a few more masculine type mugs. And then this one. This is kind of fun. So you can see the deer and the trees. So this, I did an iron wash, wiped back, and then I remembered that if I put a clear over the top, usually the clear burns out the iron, and so you don't see it. So I grabbed my, let's see, here it is. My Georgie's Interactive Pigments Autumn Foliage, and watered it down quite a bit, brushed it on, and then wiped it back, and then I did 2 coats of the eggshell over the top of it, and it's really a very cool texture. It's kind of like a satin matte finish. It's really, really neat. So I'm happy with that. It's different than what I normally do, but I figure up in the mountains, the more rustic stuff tends to be more popular. So yeah, I like that. And I really like the little thumb rests that I've been doing. Okay, cutting this in because I did find more of these little guys. So this is the pearl white right here, and this is lavender mist right there. Look how cute they all are. And I had a couple more pieces that I forgot to show. This is the Emerald Falls textured turquoise combination on a spoon rest. And then I did some of these little snowflake where I did different colors of blue underglaze, wiped back, and then pearl white. And pretty. And then one more that is similar to this mug that I did. This is the Georgie's Interactive Pigments Autumn Foliage with the eggshell top. And you can see this is a better visual of that eggshell glaze. It's very, very pretty. And it doesn't feel dry. It's not dry at all, but it's very pretty. I really like it. And it does something really cool to that interactive pigment. Now I'm done. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Like and subscribe, and also that little bell by the subscribe button. If you click it, it'll give you like a little pop-up when I have new videos so that you don't miss them. So anyway, thank you guys. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.